Go live.
Well,
Okay, coming. My face is okay. You can hear my voice.
one second, maybe no.
You changing the audio. Can
No,
you hear?
from this one, it's the picture is different from there. Like
Oh, but it's live now.
waiting for Francisco to broadcast.
I am
Waiting for
broadcasting.
Christina.
Okay, go back. Okay, reload. I mean, like, go back. Yeah. I'm trying to see if the audio sounds
Oh, so this and now it's just his like.
okay. Uh,
Yeah, now it's still live on.
it is your phone service.
At Domino's,
Pretty
you
low.
can get more than just
Okay.
I never
delicious pizza. There's also
Okay.
bread bites, and more.
Continue. Let me check the audio. Can you hear me pretty well? I just wanna. You hear me? It is
yeah.
your. Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good. It's just my phone call, like my phone service.
Is it either service or?
No, it's my phone.
Okay. Yeah. It sounds good. I wanna hear how it sounds.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds good. Does it sound good?
If your number one supporter say yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna talk about something in this live video. This is the live video of the month of May, and we're gonna talk about how business is going so far. All right. Here you go. All right, welcome to the channel. This is the live video of the month of May. I promised that I was going to do live videos every single month. If for any reason you hear any problems with the audio, let me know. It's pretty hard to have good audio quality with live videos, but anyway, today we are going to walk through the shop. We're gonna see the different projects I'm working on and the different problems then we have to prepare the shop, and we also want to talk about problems, techniques, situation that is happening with the trucking industry, something that is very important in this month, especially business is pretty low and everything, and we're gonna talk about other stuff. First of all, we're gonna start by saying that thank you for all of you. I mean, all of you that support my channel, that watch my videos, and I was gonna try to continue on doing more videos to support the cause, the trucking industry. Day by day, it's getting harder, but I wanna try to support that with more informative videos, so that way you guys can, get something in return by watching my videos, information, something that helps you guys on the road, or simply just because you wanna know. So when I go to walk to the shop and when I see the things we're doing so far, in this case, we have this 10-speed transmission. So in this case, we have a 10-speed transmission. These are some gears of this 10-speed transmission. Then we're dropping gears. In this case, we can see this is the gear, and this is the part where the synchronizer gets in right here. So what happened is then over the time, trucks wear and components wear out, and you can see how this component is. It looks pretty sharp right here. It looks pretty sharp. So this is the synchronizer gear, and this is the synchronizer. This connects to it, so it moves in one. So in one motion with everything. So what happens is over the time, yeah, it grinds the gear out, and when you're driving, the gear pops out of the lever pops out of gear because of this getting destroyed. The only way to repair this is by taking the transmission apart. There is no way to replace these components, and these are other components that need to be replaced. And here is the transmission, and these are the gears that were replaced right here. These two. Here is the solenoid as well. And over the times, I say they go bad, and it depends on you to replace it or not. Some people will replace the whole transmission, some people will rebuild the whole transmission. In this case, we are doing it this way because the situation is super hard, very tough right now for operators to be able to pay for these repairs. So in this case, we are just replacing the two damaged gears with the synchronizer to be able to keep this truck over the road. All these gears, see, these are synchronizers as well, and this one too. These are all the gears in the engine, I mean the transmission has, and they all have the same synchronizer and the same gear with the synchronizer on it. They wear out over the time, so it is always recommended to replace them, all of them, but if you don't replace them, eventually these are going to go bad. But as I say, since the situation is pretty tough, we are just gonna focus on the damage. The rest, we're gonna wait on it until it gets better. And this is a very common problem for transmissions. In this case, it happens then you are driving and suddenly the transmission gets out of gear. It doesn't matter what transmission you have. You can have a 10 speed, 13 speed, 15 speed, and still the situation is what synchronizer is the one that is broken. That will be the questions. For 10 speed, can vary what synchronizer. For 13 speed, usually it is the high gear synchronizer, the one that is apply with the red little knob on the side. That's the one that most commonly known to be felt. And that is out of this truck. This is a 2015 Cascadia. It's not that old. I think it has 800,000 miles on it. But probably the previous owner, the previous driver, didn't actually did right, or simply it is just wear over time. But it's not that many miles. Maybe what I think this was a local truck, and going through gears every day destroys the transmissions. Que diga hola. Por lo menos que diga hola. Napoleón. Sí, estamos en vivo. ¿Quieres decir algo? ¿Ah? Sí, hay que trabajar, pues. Okay, this truck, timing. What happened to this engine is that the timing was off. There was one tooth, then was off, completely off of timing. And to do that, the whole housing has to be removed. And we are on the way of doing that. All these components gotta be removed to remove the housing. I have videos talking about it. You can check my channel. I have the videos on how to do timing, how to remove the cans, housing, how to do the bottom timing, how to do everything. My channel has many videos about these drifting engines. The full guide on how to repair it, still there is some skills that you need for that, but the situation on how to remove components, it is there, the label on how to do it. It has to be removed in this case because it's just the timing that is out. Not necessary to replace any components, but also it's also important to check then the camshaft and everything aligns perfectly. If everything is good, it is just to set the timing back to the correct position. And once that is done, we just wanna place it back and then it should be okay. The truck had problems, low power, check engine light on, and other situations. The codes were about timing off, like timing out of calibration, timeout, the camshaft timeout, and stuff like that. This is just because it was not in the right position. But I don't know how it happened, to be honest, because there is nothing broken in it. Probably happened then before someone did a job or something and didn't put it, didn't install the timing, didn't apply, use the right marks for the timing, and eventually the computer started to register the offset of the timing. And then there is other trucks there, but those are being repaired on some other pins. Then that one over there, I want to talk about that one. So what happened to this one, then doesn't have a cabin because the cabin was completely removed, but we can talk about it. And I can show you different components too than Cascadias have. So what happened with this one? This is a 2019 Cascadia, and it has a DT12 transmission. What happened is then lighting struck it. Lighting struck it, burning all the computers, all the electronic modules. So all the electronic modules of this computer, of this engine, were completely destroyed. There was nothing functional. The engine is still okay, the transmission is still okay, but the modules are not. So also, if you wonder where is the location of the transmission computer, it is right here. This is the transmission computer on DT12 transmission. The situation is that to do any labor on these transmissions, you have to remove the transmission. There is no way then you want to be able to do a repair without removing the transmission, because some of the components gotta come out this way, and there is no room here. So what you have to do is remove the transmission. Sadly, these transmissions are getting harder and harder to work on, and the newest transmissions supposedly are getting to the point that are not going to be serviceable. So which means that once the transmission gets any type of problems, the whole transmission has to be replaced, and that is like what, like $16,000. That's a lot of money versus the older style transmissions, automatic transmissions that you can do service, and manual transmissions are always the best. But anyway, going back to the truck, the situation is the engine doesn't run at all, because even the injectors are electronic components, and these were completely destroyed. To be able to start this engine, we have to replace all the modules, all the injectors, many sensors as well, because there's many sensors that were bad too. The transmission computer, the SCR box computer, ACM, and the CPC, and so many others. So it is not so cheap if you get to the point that lightning strikes your truck. It's gonna be a very expensive repair. Sometimes it can be a little repair, but most of the time it's going to be an expensive repair. In this case, this truck was total, but someone bought it thinking, the owner of the truck told, and oh yeah, it is just a computer, the one is broken, but it's not. It is all the models. It's super expensive to repair it. So what happened is then we tore the truck apart for parts. The cabin is completely gone now because we installed it to a different truck. The engine has to be removed later. We're gonna replace injectors and components. We're gonna install it to a different truck, and that's how it is. I mean, just for parts, because it's gonna be very expensive. The SCR box there is also in good condition. You can see that it looks kind of new. It doesn't have any rust in it. It's because this truck was running fine. I mean, it's just because lighting destroys it. Then I have another truck that I want to show you. Then it's all the way to the back. You wanna see the chickens? Come on, let's go see the chickens. So the chickens, the sharp chickens. These are the pets of the shop. They're getting ready to breathing out, get little chicks. Anyway, so this right here, this is a DD13 engine, 2015 day cap, manual transmission. What happened is then when you start, the engine makes a sound. Let me see if you can hear it. Oh, sorry. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's making that sound. No, it doesn't blow. All right, so you.
Some guy asked, why does the shop need chickens?
There is always bugs and all that, so it is a hobby now more than anything else. Okay, so this 13 DD13 engine is making that loud noise, but after checking the computers for codes and anything, there is no fault codes. Compression test is pretty normal. Engine injector balance is pretty normal as well. The engine doesn't have any problems with performance, but it has problems that it makes sound. So there is no electronic control issue. It is mostly a mechanical issue. So the only way to discover a problem like this is to take the engine apart. We have to remove the bottom area, oil pan and all that to check the connecting rods. I'm not sure what is the problem, but I think somewhere there is the problem, or probably the timing is a little off, or camshaft is off, something is off. There is no exact answer for this, but we need to look at it. I want to do a video later so you guys can find out what's the problem, and I have other videos about DD13 engines, about the problems that these engines are having so far. But it is very hard to find problems on these ones with no knowledge on what is happening, because we cannot see what's happening. So that means then we have to take the engine apart, and that will be the only way to know. How expensive this is going to be? It's going to be very expensive, and that is something then the owner of the truck is aware, so he's fine with that, and he wants to do it. He wants to go ahead and do it. And it continues like that. There is always trucks breaking all over the place. This one is running fine. See, these are DD15 also. It is 2013, I believe, with a Coronado body. The problem with this one is emissions. The DEF pressure is low, so let's go to the other side. I want to give you a little information about these systems, because this is the old school one. The newer ones are electric, and the old ones are based on electric and air, so it's a different system. But I don't know if it's going to be helpful for you, but anyway, I want to let you know. So this one right here, this is the injector, the DEF injector. And the DEF injector for older DD15s, DD13, DD16s is very complicated because it has many sensors. In all these sensors, you want to have air pressure sensor, DEF pressure sensor, check valves, pressure sensors, temperature sensors, and you want to have air injection solenoids, and DEF injection, which is this one right here. All of these sensors are combined. You cannot replace the sensors. You only are able to replace the whole injector, which is all the whole thing. And in this case, we're having the issue on this component. This is a brand new. They replaced it somewhere. They replaced it somewhere else. They brought it here because they couldn't find the problem. So the problem is then the computer says then the injector, which is this one right here, the DEF injector, is having problems. It's not connecting. It's not connected to the system. This is a brand new component, as I say, so it's pretty rare. After checking the system, I realized that, yeah, the harness is new. You can see the harness looks new. Someone replaced it before. So I kind of told them, yeah, okay. So I was thinking then the harness was bad, it was broken, but it looks new. And the harness are known to break over the time, causing different issues like that. But in this case, it's completely scarred. And then the wiring then goes from here to the ACM. It's completely together. There is no damage nowhere, which means then we are fine. So it's pretty rare when a brand new part fails, and this is the case. And the point of this, talking about this, is then even brand new parts fail. So many people doesn't believe when a brand new part is broken, and yeah, it happens. So what happens is then the sensor, this solenoid, because this is a solenoid, is the one that injects the DF, then it's coming from the pump all the way to the nozzle, then goes all the way down. So this one is not good. After removing the plug and connecting this plug to another set of sensor, another injector, it works fine. That then that solves the problem. I mean, like, it's pretty simple. I mean, like, the solution is to replace this one again. But the hard part is then someone, the owner of this truck, already spent money, and this piece is around $700. And if you take it to a dealer, they don't believe that this is broken because they think brand new parts don't have any problems. But electronic parts, in this case, sadly, are very problematic, and that's the case with this one. So to repair this issue, we have to replace this one. Probably we can use the used one I have, or we will have to get a new one. I don't know. It will depend on the customer, on what he wants to do. And that's the reason why I noticed something here. The reason why I got, I was thinking that this looks off, a little off. It doesn't look right. But the reason why it looks off is because it has a washer. This washer goes also here as well. So there is two washers. One that goes here and one that goes here. So there is one that is gone. So that's the reason why this looks a little off. You see the wiring looks like a little, like it's getting crushed by the piece, and all this looks a little pushing inside. It's because of that. We need to fix all that too. We need to install the washers and go here, because they're not just washers, they're spacers. They are in between this one, so he maintains a separation between the plate, and also helps to prevent this piece to get completely hot, because then it has a lot of plastic. And that will be solution. It has all the problems, but this is the most important problem it has. See, this truck is for sale. Nobody wants to buy it because the situation is pretty tough right now. This is a 2019 Cascadia DD12 transmission, DD15 engine, about 800,000 miles. Owner wants $40,000, and still he's not able to sell it. It's pretty tough right now. So these trucks are getting pretty cheap. Back in 2021, these trucks were sold for $80,000, $90,000, but now they're losing value so fast. Nobody wants to buy it. Okay, yeah, I think, yeah, this is another truck. This truck right here has a broken head, and it's been sitting, and this is the struggle that many of you are facing so far. So this is a 2014 Cascadia. The owner of the truck only has one truck, so he's an owner operator, and he has a broken cylinder head. The problem is he cannot afford the repair. He doesn't have money to repair this truck. And that's the situation many of you or someone that you know is facing, because situation is very tough. There is not much money in trucking business right now, and everything is expensive. Repairs is still the same price, parts still the same price, fuel still the same. I mean, nothing very, but what you get paid so far is pretty low. And that is the situation right now. The lack of income for truckers is getting into a big issue, and making owner operators like this one not to be able to repair the trucks. Repair like this, just replacing the head probably it's gonna be around $7,000. But still, $7,000 in this time is very tough to get. And I suppose then that is something then you guys know right now. So it's like these other trucks, the green one, the black one, the other black one there, and the white one there, and there is another white one over there. They're all parked because there is no business. They're not moving, and for the owners of these trucks, it's easier for them to have the truck sitting than having the truck going all over the place. Since it is not going to be any better because repairs are expensive. If you need a road service somewhere in the middle of somewhere, it's gonna be expensive, and the load is not paying enough to be able to afford that amount of money to repair a truck. So these people is just deciding to leave the trucks parked for the moment until they see then the business is picking up. A lot of people doesn't think that the business is gonna pick up. So far, everything is still the same, but eventually, I think then everything is gonna go back to normal as it was before COVID or during COVID. I don't know. You guys can give you better opinion. You guys can comment below. It is something that we all know so far, but trucking business is pretty low. Still have business here and there, but not like before COVID, not like during COVID. So everything seems to be a little crazy right now. And so far, this is most of the things I wanted to talk about on this live video. I wanted to do another live video for the next month explaining how to use different components. I was planning to show you components on a newer truck to show you more technology than you're gonna see in the future, but I didn't have the chance for this live video, so probably I wanna leave that for the next live video. I wanna try to show you more on how it's like to use electronic systems on these D15 engines or any other engine, so that way you get more familiar on how to repair these machines. Later you will understand, and it doesn't only require to have the tools. A lot of people think that just because you have a computer you are going to be able to repair a truck, and it's not that. You need to have the experience on how to use the computer, how to understand the computer, and what to look on the computer to be able to repair these trucks. Day by day, these trucks are getting more complicated, and it's not getting any better. Electric trucks are going to be the next technology, then it's going to take over. So far, still far away from this day because electric trucks are too expensive to afford, and a lot of people doesn't have $300,000 to spend on a brand new electric truck. It is just too expensive. But eventually, probably within 10 years, within 20 years, we don't know. So then the electric truck companies are going to push these electric trucks, and then we are going to have to face the new technology. It is important for us to understand these trucks right now because this is the last generation, or probably is going to be the last generation. I don't know. I'm not completely sure, but if it is the last generation, you have to understand these trucks pretty well, because after this it's just gonna be electronics, and if you don't understand the basic of electronics on these trucks, you are not going to be any better with the newer truck science. It's gonna be 100% electronics, which is going to be tougher for all of us because it's gonna be a technology that is gonna change the whole subject, the whole topic on how it's like trucking business so far. But we all know that we have to adapt to the change, and we have to learn to be able to understand these trucks. I don't know how long that is going to take, but I'm going to try to stay prepared. So far, we haven't seen any electric trucks here in the shop, and the only I see or either are with a trailer or they're being towed with a tow truck. So it is really hard to understand how the electric technology is going to be on trucks. In cars, it's a little different because on cars, most people is cruising most of the time. The people that works, well, they prefer a gasoline powered car because you fuel your tank and go pretty fast on the road. But on electric cars, still you need like 45 minutes, 30 minutes to recharge your car, and that takes a large amount of time when you're traveling far from your from in between states or anything. So on trucks, 500 miles, that's the maximum range so far here in the United States. Probably within a couple months or a year, the range is going to extend. But 500 miles is basically nothing for trucks. Uh, you can do 700 miles normally on a truck, and that's to be able to get to destination fast. But with 500 miles, you are not able to go anywhere. And plus, there is no sleeper cab. There is only single day cabs, so it is not. You are not able to do much with these trucks. Hopefully, in the future, I wanna be able to have a truck here or be somewhere where we can do a video with an electric truck and explain more about details about this technology. Since I am curious about it, about electric truck science, I know then it's going to be the future, so I have to be able, I have to know how to understand the technology and how to adapt to the new change then I have to face in the future. Probably by that time, I won't be able to work, I will be too old or something, but hopefully it's not the case. Hopefully I will be able to do repairs and understanding, so I can make videos for you guys to understand how it's like to repair an electric truck. Well, I mean, okay, I don't know if you have any questions. There is no questions.
No, no really questions right now.
All right, cool. So this is about it. All I wanted to show you on this live video. I want to do live video next month. Hopefully, I have different content to show you and different repairs, and probably I can show you on motion, so that way you can understand how to do left or right on repairs. And try to stay focused on this situation, this hardship that we're facing right now. Keep it up. Hopefully, we are going to get out of this soon, and I hope the best for everybody. So, thank you for watching, and I hope you like this video.